Guys.
Let's go inside. Dude, it's a castle. I am here, Sir Cray, to save the princess. Ha! 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 You want some? You want some? Come and get some, you big ugly lizard loser living in a tower all by yourself. Can't be worse than where I'm at. Can I walk on this? Can I walk? Is that an edge? Is that an edge or something? What? I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Oh. Hayden, add echo onto this. Hello? Hello? I fell out of the world. I lost all that stuff already. Wait, hello? What is this? I'm in hell! I'm in hell! I'm in hell, dude! Dig straight down? Okay. We're back! Take that, devil! Suck it! Let's make a pickaxe. Can I get an amen? Let's go like that. Uh-oh. Wait, there's a trapdoor here. What is this? Oh,
Barely can't have a shot.
I found something. What is that? I've never seen this before. What is this? Wait, can I get iron with the normal pickaxe in this one? I don't know if I can make copper. I couldn't make a copper pickaxe. It didn't let me. Chiseled stone. Maybe we gotta cook the stone. That's it! I'm just gonna go adventuring. Ah! Oh my god! These guys are gonna have some items. You gotta kill the wizard first. You gotta kill the wizard first. Ah! Restart, yay or nay? Are we about to restart this server? Yay or nay? Okay, just for the YouTube video, just so everybody knows on YouTube, we died with all our stuff. We're confused on stream. We don't know what we're doing, so we're restarting the whole server. Wait, can we create the same world and just do the same thing again? Yes, I think we can. Let's just do that. Don't worry, we got this. We got this. This is the run. This is the run. Wait, should we go somewhere else now that we've restarted? Yay or nay? Let's just see where we go. Let's see where we end up. Frog?
Snowball! What? Okay, I gotta be honest, this is my first stuff. My first game on.
This blade was used once by a girl who took down an army of archers and soldiers. Dude, we have so much stuff. What is this? What's this, dude? What? Here we go, guys. Here we go. It's under here. It's now. What? Oh my god. Oh, so much stuff, dude. Scroll, don't know what that is. Golden apple, that's pretty cool. Let's get out of here for now, dude. We need to make a base. Can I get an amen? We need a base. We need the base with the good pickaxe. Alright, let's create a new world. Create a new world. Wait! No! Oops! I am so sorry, everyone. Did it come up saying playing rainbow? Oh, boys, I'm so sorry, dude. Found a jungle world, Pog? Wait, is this loading? Or what? Wait, what is happening? Wait! At least we get to start all over again. And now we know what we're doing. We can actually build a house. We can do stuff. So we've got the Mesa biome right there to our right. We've got all this jungle wolves and chickens to eat. This is the spot, I think. I think this is the spot. Yep, this is it. This is it. Prepare yourselves. Yep, that looks great. Ready? Here we go. Build! Oh, yeah! Okay, that's cool. Yes. Okay, this is officially our base. Now we got all the armor back because we lost all this. And now, chat, we have a stone pickaxe. We get the stone pickaxe, and we get stuff we have to get immediately.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna get this dub, okay?
What is this mystical thing? Oops. What the hell is that thing? Hello? What are you doing? Where you going, you silly little duffer? What's that? What is this?
Okay.
Back to hell! Oh, we didn't spawn in hell. Oh, thank God. Oh, thank God. But we lost all our stuff. Oh, we got it. We got it. We got to get out. Let's get out now. Let's get out. Let's get out. We got all the
Pistol.
iron we could ever need. Let's
Watch me get another pistol.
Chisel! Oh my God, we got a chisel.
Oh, that's weird.
Let's adventure! Hey, notice? To the pits of hell! Ha-ha! This basement. Zombie spawner. Thanks. Boom, boom. Oh, these guys are actually way stronger. More. We gotta push forward to get rid of the spawner. Oh, we're actually in trouble. Ah.
Oh, hey, Red Cameron.
Now, everyone settle down. It's all gonna be okay. I can lose you one at a time. Oh, it's one of the hard ones. Switch boots on. They're spawning somehow.
I forgot I had full shield.
This is the end.
How are they all up there, bro? I can't even get up there. Oh. Oh! Yeah, I'll play in a second, bro.
Hi, I'm Jen. This is one of the
Well,
best
imagine
tools for
doing
a
that, bro.
website. And over a third of all websites are actually using it right now. But managing the software itself, that can definitely get hard.
And that's where managed WordPress hosting comes in, right? It takes care of all the back-end stuff.
Bro,
So
okay.
you can get a fast and secure,
I don't
reliable.
care. Bro, okay, I'm trying to kill this kid, but I can't. Where the frig is he? Can I get up, please? Thank you. Dang. Poofed easy. My thumb is weird today, so that's bad. At least won't even give you mats anymore, I forgot.
We will not care about your feelings. I will roast you. Alright? But use it as like encouragement to get better in life, alright? Forget it.
This is my new photo by Sherry, and I'm going to show you how it works.
So cute.
First, you put it on here.
Right. Then what does it do?
Then you press the watch button.
There we go.
Bro, I want to see if I can get through this window. Okay, okay.
I like that one. I like that one. Well done. We beat you 6 anyway, baby. I'm gonna give that a fat 7. That's my favourite. I love how that literally still image thinking outside the box, you know. They get
What, bro?
what the? Rewind. I've got a full story. Stop. Violated the
What's this?
I remember the first time I took LSD.
You committed a war crime.
Literal war crime, and then everyone came and arrested you. And I was
Bro, can I please freaking... Okay.
fruit ninja out back. In the bottom of the way.
Watch me, no scope, kid.
I bet you're wondering how I got here. Well, it's a long story. Let me show you.
Bro, I can't edit.
I actually like this. Actually, yeah, I mean, it's not, most people wouldn't enjoy it, but I actually like this.
When your psoriasis is bad, it can be hard to see what's possible. But the possibilities become clear. With Taltz.
I'm okay. I'm actually fine.
No anime kitty time. Thank you.
I'm all good. No, that's it.
What am I doing?
Don't call again. No, that was you. Don't call again.
What is it? That's not so. This is what happens in Paris, alright?
He's I am here and I am ready. Oh, this is nice.
Oh my god. Stop. I was actually going to go outside today.
Someone in the freaking thing, bro.
Thanks for work.
One right here, bro. That sounds so bad, bro.
They told the story in their own way.
My spidey sense is tingling. My spidey sense is tingling. Look out!
Stop right there, criminal scum! Yeah, coming, dude.
He over here somewhere. He over here. Baby over here. Big baby Wawa over here. I forgot this was duos.
Oh my god. This is meant to be a fight sequence. I'm fighting.
I loved it.
Spoilers. Alright. Yep.
Yes.
I remember being there. It's really sad.
Go on, fight.
Okay, go on. You missed it. You missed it. I remember this one now.
How do I go back?
You got a yay. We give a rating. That's an 8. 7 point.
You're getting, yeah, out of 10.
Next man. This is a black hole.
Well, you guys see that? I can't hit my shots. But you see that? Oh! Oh my god! No, bro. But did you guys see that, bro? I no scoped that shot him, bro. Let's go.
This is the end for you, Sashimi. I actually got you. I was like, how did that be you? There you go. That was the best you should get out of that, to be honest. Like, even do anything with it. It's literally just...
But what do you do with this?
This is the end for you, Sashimi.
Who the hell's the CD son?
I don't know. That's not for me to figure out. Sashimi is fish. Shut up. Oh!
It looks okay. Craig, I think Craig's life fighter. Get a Craig.
Hi, Baz. We would like to do an interview. What happened in Paris?
That's good. That's good.
Oh, high production.
That's all.
Most people wouldn't enjoy it, but I'm unsubscribing.
Most people wouldn't enjoy it, but I also enjoy it. Hi, my name is Lace Bing London Cook, and I'm here today to show you why this should be in every school lunch.
That's Captain Mode.
Yeah, it should be. Yeah. Anal stretching cream. No, I mean like shitty. Oh, I'm going to put anal stretching cream on my face. It's actually technically anal numbing cream.
Ooh, good tracking.
Oh, no, it's a good one. I read this one. Yeah, get it, boys! Get it, boys!
That's quality.
Yeah!
Is he riding it?
No, you wait. Bring them. It's a group effort, boys.
Boom! The Carlos!
I'm not ruling out something that might beat
No,
it.
this is still his work. He's still got like 4 more minutes. Let's be honest, it should have been the tap yesterday. It should have been. I'm with you, Brad.
Help me, man! You're up there. I got a mic. For real reality.
This guy's our winner.
I need a lot of ammo, mate.
9.5 out of 10.
Just the overall effort. That guy's fantastic.
Well, we have submissions left.
Shoot. Two.
I told you Sashimi-san would become a relevant one.
Imagino, brother. Please. Oh, baby! What is it?
That was beautiful. That is top 3. Definitely top 3. Beautiful story.
Most, we know your website's more than just code. It's more than a domain. It's more than just a website.
Bro, how am I not killing him?
Site is your
Fucking
business.
hell.
Your brand.
It's your story.
Oh, you did that. I'm sorry, I think you need Twitter. Told you the running ones for you.
He's having a great time.
Not at all.
Thanos should come around more often.
This next one looks great already, though, judging by the screenshot.
Actually, in that car, that is just a horrifying screenshot.
Okay.
How long ago was back to submission?
I love it.
I want to go back to the like.
I was just running in the car.
What the?
Peter, you're not even dressed.
For what?
Chris's class is performing a rock and roll choir. They've been practicing for
I don't
months.
even know what
Months? 4 months.
For months. 3 months.
Not long enough. Pass. I just wish we were doing songs that weren't so hard to sing as a group.
Plan on just lying on the couch and watching TV all weekend.
That's exactly what I plan to do. It's a free premium channel preview weekend. Even Cinemax. One of the shows is actually two boobs fighting. Sadly, there's still no penetration.
Well, just expect me to do a lot of sour-faced, arms-folded head shaking.
Well, in return, you'll get a lot of...
Because...
Guys, second time this week.
Peter, you gotta come outside. We found a used condom on the sidewalk. That's a bigger deal than regular garbage.
Ribbed. A woman was pleased with it.
You gotta see this, Peter. A used...
Oh, now we get to the army.
I've seen this before. It's from Ethan Allen, if I'm not mistaken. The procedure is called rip you off real fast. Very painful. Ready?
Actually, I've decided to keep the couch on me.
Really? Are you sure?
Oh, yeah, this is nothing. I've been in uncomfortable situations before. Like whenever I meet famous people.
Hey, what's up? I'm Snoop Dogg. Know what I'm saying?
I do. But you don't, Peter.
Hey, Christopher Plummer. Sleeper with the Angels, Sherman Hemsley. See you into the sunshine, Ken Ober. And now to say goodnight to my favorite celebrity, James Brolin. Mamma mia! Who's stealing my James Brolin? I take that photo from the bakery. Pasta Fazool, what a good day in the bakery.
All right, kids, we're gonna use these scissors to separate your father from the couch.
I can't tell skin from couch.
Well, air on the skin side. I love the...
Alan, you know.
Chris, give me a hand with this. All right, ready? All right, 1, 2, 3.
Okay, all right.
I have some bad news. Ethan survived, but Alan didn't make it.
What about Peter?
Oh, him. He's in what we call a coma. Now, where's his chart? No Trump questions.
Okay. I have nothing else to ask you.
Okay.
I can't believe I'm stuck in an elevator with God. Well, I guess you are everywhere and in all places.
No, you're thinking of Kevin Hart.
I know, right? This thing is really stuck. Hey, can you use your God powers to get us out?
No, they don't really work in elevators. Kind of like a cell phone. I don't have a signal.
I have a cell phone. It's silver.
That's rad, Peter.
That's right, Peter.
I always dreamed of being stuck in an elevator with Tom Brady.
That makes two of us. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm looking for the gay guy who can answer that.
Some people say we're just a computer simulation run by a higher species. Is that true?
It is.
My guy sucks. Want to trade guys for a little while? Oh, never mind.
Who have I been?
You were Henry VIII.
Wow.
Let me finish. You were Henry, the 8th guy to have sex with Rock Hudson at one of his pool parties.
How many more shows is John Stamos gonna get?
0.
Good. That's good.
It's not broken. I just haven't decided.
What's a mezzanine?
It's like a loge.
What's a loge?
Oh, hey, what's with all the questions?
You don't know either. Wait, hold on. Am I dead? I can't be dead.
Huh?
I have a family who needs me.
Actually, Peter, from what I've seen, I think your family would be better off
Is
without...
there a power out?
What do you mean?
Well, you're
Oh,
an
why does that have
ineffective husband.
flashlight on?
Says Father of the Year.
Oh, please, he played that for all it was worth. Why hast thou forsaken me? You know what I did him a favor.
Okay.
Meg, boil some water. Brian, get some clean rags. Rest blankets. Doing band-aids for me. nice that we're spending this time together as a family. Let's go spend it in the...
I got the light. I found it.
Well, look at us. Muffins bar and go nuts.
But it tastes good like this.
It's not supposed to taste good. It's supposed to look crazy. What the hell are you doing?
I'm cutting it. It's easier to eat.
It's not supposed to be easy to eat. Half of it is supposed to fall onto your plate when you squeeze it, and the rest goes onto your shirt.
How's everything going over here?
Terrible. Go away. See, look, now I have to be even more ridiculous to make up for what you did in school. You guys really don't get it.
Those poor kids, those poor babies. Hey, Chris, what do you got there? Clean burger. Looks good.
Just how I like. Oh, hi, Pamela. Okay, I can't do this. Oh, people I can kill. No. I'm literally juggling things. I don't want to carry. Where's all of this stuff?
Okay, where's your light?
Okay, guys. Sorry, I had to do some chores at night.
And now I shall awaken her with true love's kiss. Unhand me, you knave!
Unwanted kissing of sleeping women is a federal offense.
But she's my one true love. She'll only be awoken by true love's kiss.
Tell it to the judge, you creep. Watch the crown.
Hello, Internet. Welcome to Film Theory, the show that turns your favorite bedtime stories into nightmare fuel. Today we're diving back into the Shrek franchise because, well, honestly, I wanted to do something on an animated movie, but didn't really feel like writing another prediction theory for Frozen 2. And Shrek
Somebody once be a world better.
And I've been thinking about the franchise a lot, thanks in large part to the excellent analysis videos on the channel Shea Frillis Productions, which, if you've never heard of, does awesome videos analyzing all sorts of classic animated movies, but more on him and his work later. So what else is there to say about Shrek nearly 20 years after it was first released? Well, how about we finally put a definitive solution behind the mysterious origins of its most iconic character? I mean, as most of you know, the Shrek universe is chock full of fairy tale and nursery rhyme characters who, with the movie begins, are getting rounded up and turned in for a reward. All the big name fairy tale characters are there. 7 dwarves, the 3 bears, Tinkerbell, Pinocchio, a talking donkey, 3 blind mice, but in the words of Sesame Street,
But one of these things just doesn't belong here.
a talking donkey? Have you ever really stopped to think about that? I mean, all these other fairy tale characters are super famous and easily recognizable. Even the generic characters like witches and ogres and princesses. Where is he from? That, my loyal theorists, is the question that we explore today. What is the origin of Shrek's donkey? Because I think I have an answer, one that is provable beyond a reasonable doubt. And let's just say that the conclusion to this one is not giving us a happy ever after. If you search through fairy tale lore, there's really only one famous donkey to note. The titular character in the Brothers Grimm fairy tale, the donkey. It's not one that most people know, but basically it goes a little something like this. A rich king and queen are upset that they can't have a son, but then one day God blesses the couple and she suddenly gives birth to a donkey. She wants to kill it because, you know, donkey baby. But the king refuses, so the couple raise it as their son. So we have ourselves a donkey who learns to speak and have manners. He even teaches himself how to play music. And this is starting to sound a lot like our donkey from Shrek, right? He speaks English, he sings all the time, he can have decent enough table manners when he needs to, and is one of the few fairy tale characters who knows the way to Lord Farquaad's castle, suggesting a possible royal backstory.
Who knows where this Farquaad guy is? Oh, I do. I know where he is. Does anyone else?
That's not all. There's one really suspicious quote from the fairy tale that seems to lock this in as our donkey. Quote, the young lordling once went out walking full of thought and came to a well. He looked into it and in the mirror clear water saw his donkey's form. He was so distressed about it that he went out into the wide world and only took with him one faithful companion. One faithful traveling companion. It's an especially weird detail for this fairy tale to include because that is all we ever hear about this other mysterious character. But using context clues, we can clearly identify this as someone who's a loner and is also comfortable traveling with a donkey. So that pretty much points to someone like Shrek, right? This is absolutely the origin story for our talking donkey, isn't it? It would be until you get to the big twist at the end of the story. You see, the donkey and his companion go to another kingdom and make friends with the king. He marries his daughter off to the donkey because, you know, the donkey is depressed. You know, times were different back then, okay? Anyway, just as the donkey and his bride are about to, you know, celebrate their marriage night, the donkey takes his skin off to reveal himself to be a real boy. The king doesn't believe it, so the next night he sneaks into his daughter's room and watches the proceedings.
Holy
There's
freaking
a lot of reasons you weren't
Sorry.
told this one at story time at night. Or
Bro!
don't choose to adapt Grimm Grimm's fairy tales accurately. Anyway, suffice it to say, the king is impressed by what he sees. All the old people in the story die, and the donkey gets himself a wife and 2 kingdoms. But you can start to see our problem as far as this theory is concerned, right? The donkey in the fairy tale isn't a real donkey. It's just a human disguised inside of a donkey's skin. But one glance at Donkey and Dragon's offspring in Shrek the Third is all the proof we need that Shrek's donkey is 100% donkey and 0% human. Those are drawn. One that is far more popular than Grimm's The Donkey ever was. Could Donkey be one of the kidnapped boys from Pinocchio? Is it possible that Donkey started as a human child, once stolen off of the street and shipped off to Pleasure Island, where he, like so many others before him, would transform into a donkey and eventually be sold off into slavery? Now, admittedly, that's a pretty dark backstory for a main character in a PG-rated franchise about an ogre who farts a bunch. But it would help explain why, in a movie full of celebrity cameos from history's most iconic fairy tales, we would spend so much time with an otherwise out-of-place talking donkey. And the rationale here doesn't just boil down to throwing up our arms and saying, well, they're practically the only other fairy tale donkeys of note, so he must be one of them. The clues pointing towards a Shrek-Pinocchio crossover are...
Ogres are like onions. Ogres have layers. Onions have layers. You get it.
So let's start peeling them back. First, let's look at what few details we can actually learn about Donkey's backstory based on some of the things he says throughout the movies. He says this in Shrek the Third.
Already starting to feel nauseous from memories of wedges and swirlies.
As Puss in Boots points out moments later, donkeys don't wear clothes. So this would suggest that Donkey was a human at some point in his life, specifically when he was a child. How else would he have been given a wedgie? Donkeys don't wear clothes, but human children absolutely do. Or at least they're supposed to. No screaming naked babies around here. Later on in that same movie, Donkey and Puss swap bodies and we get ourselves this short conversation.
When they were made in Madrid by the finest...
Oh, you'll learn to control that.
This seems to suggest that Donkey learned to talk as a donkey later in life. I mean, after all, who can remember what it's like learning to...
When your psoriasis is bad, it can be hard to see what's possible. But the possibilities...
How did you not see me, bro? Oh my god.
The first and only treatment of its kind, offering a chance at 100% clear skin. With Taltz, up to 90% of those with moderate to severe psoriasis saw a significant...
Talk as a baby. If Donkey was a school-aged boy who got himself turned into a donkey on Pleasure Island, however, he would remember how hard it was to talk normally following his transformation, and how when it first happened, his normal patterns of speech started to get interrupted by uncontrollable donkey braids. And wouldn't you know it, that's not just me speculating here. It's exactly what we see happen in Pinocchio. When we watch Lampwick transform on Pleasure Island, we see 2 key things. One, that he is indeed able to continue speaking like a human despite being fully transformed into a donkey, and 2, his normal speech starts to get interrupted with donkey noises.
Hey, you laugh like a donkey. Did that come out of me?
In fact, based on these scenes, we know one additional detail here. Boys who are transformed into donkeys but still able to talk fluently are sent back to Pleasure Island for a little bit longer until they fully lose that ability.
It looks like your baby.
Alexander.
So you can talk.
Yes, sir. I want to go home to my mama.
Take him back. He can still talk.
This scene also demonstrates another key feature of how the donkeys get treated on Pleasure Island. They're allowed to keep their clothes until they're ready to be sold off to the salt mines. Here, we see a child who's gone full donkey get stripped of his clothes by the coachman and sent to the crates, whereas Alexander, our boy from earlier, is allowed to stay dressed. Now, this is important because Donkey in Shrek clearly has memories of being both a donkey and wearing clothes.
Yeah, you better run, you little punk no goodness, cause today's a little ducky dumpy draws.
This donkey is still allowed to wear clothes detail not only opens up the possibility of him getting called Donkey Dumpy Drawers, we know that Pleasure Island is specifically full of bullies. The boys are all trapped there because they misbehave. So another half-turned child making fun of Donkey for being scared and soiling his donkey drawers, totally within the realm of possibility here. And lastly, it probably goes without saying, but it's definitely worth pointing out, it's clearly established that both Pinocchio and Shrek share the same universe. Heck, the first time we see Donkey, he's standing behind Pinocchio in line. This feature works as a way of slightly suggesting that the two characters are linked. Maybe not, but if nothing else, it verifies that Shrek pulls from the Pinocchio lore. So it would make perfect sense for a Pleasure Island donkey to be walking around somewhere in this world. So the Pleasure Island theory gives us a source for donkeys who wear clothes, used to be human, and have learned to talk as donkeys. All of which line up with a few small details that donkeys let slip about his own path throughout these movies. But I just like one final piece of evidence. Something that's a little less lore-based and a little bit more, I don't know, design-based, scientific. Brain blast! I got it! Look at their species. Donkey appears to be the exact same breed of donkey as the boys turned donkey in Pinocchio. Look at this. In Pinocchio, it seems like the Pleasure Island boys turn into one of two types of donkeys. Either all brown or all gray. No color at the tips of the ears, a lighter color along their stomach, and a little tuft of either black or brown hair on their head and down into their neck. And now look at Donkey in Shrek. Same design. Gray, tall ears with no color at the tips, a lighter color of gray along his stomach, and a little tuft of black hair on his head and neck. This seems really important to point out because there are over 140 different donkey breeds. And these breeds all have very different hair lengths, very different hair colors, and very distinct markings. So the fact that Donkey is matching up to the exact type that we see coming out of Pleasure Island feels like the smoking gun that we were missing before. So at this point, I have little choice but to stamp this theory as Matt Pat certified fresh. Really, considering all this evidence, how could Donkey not be a now grown boy from Pleasure Island? The theory has an answer for pretty much everything we know about the character. We've established 1, that it make him one of the very few famous fairy tale donkeys. 2, that he was once human. 3, wore clothes as a donkey. 4, learned to control his brain but can still talk in English. 5, was bullied in donkey form. 6, comes from a lore that also exists in Shrek. And 7, just so happens to be the exact species of donkey coming out of Pleasure Island. There is simply no other fairy tale or nursery rhyme out there that covers the spread the way the Pleasure Island theory does. Not even close. But if this is true, which it certainly seems to be, it opens up one very dark reality about Donkey, his personality, and what he wants to keep hidden about his past. Shortly after that Shrek the Third clip I played earlier, we get ourselves these lines where it seems like Donkey admits to his tragic origin story.
When you are clearly the winner in the match. Let's just say some things are better left unsaid and leave it at that.
What first appears to be a joke about donkeys wearing underwear, according to this theory, actually becomes Donkey not wanting to address the horrific way he became a donkey in the first place. Some things are better left unsaid. He doesn't want to talk about his trauma, which is totally fine until you consider the timeline of events. Pinocchio's story begins with him as a lifeless toy. Let's call this stage 1. He then becomes a living toy, which we'll call stage 2. Stage 3 is when he becomes a partial donkey living toy for a while, before finally entering stage 4 at the end of the movie when he's turned into a fully grown human boy. Now, throughout the Shrek movies, Pinocchio appears exclusively in his stage 2 living toy form, meaning the events depicted in Shrek occur after Pinocchio comes to life, but before he's sent off to Pleasure Island and becomes a weird partial donkey creature. So in the Shrek films, Pinocchio has no idea that Pleasure Island even exists. When Donkey does, he's already been there. In fact, we know that he managed to escape, like we see in that Alexander clip.
And what might your name be?
Alexander.
So you can talk. Think about it. He can still talk.
We know Donkey has turned, but hasn't gone full donkey yet, like all the other kids that are being shipped.
This is the Sense Home Energy Monitor. It connects to your electrical panel and tells you where you're using electricity. Sense can help you save energy, look after your family, and avoid disaster. Learn more at sense.com.
What do you call Arizona's most convenient credit union? You know, the one that's open to everyone in the valley? Now you can call us Desert Financial Credit Union. Whether you're expecting a new addition, putting down roots, before mapping the road ahead. It's easy to switch to a trusted financial partner who's committed to your success. Desert Schools is now Desert Financial. Wherever life takes you, we have your back.
Off to the salt mines, meaning that he managed to escape before that happened. The long and short of what I'm saying here is that Donkey knows full well that the evil Pleasure Island scheme of kidnapping boys and selling them as donkeys into the salt mines is in full swing, even as the events of Shrek are taking place. The criminals running the Pleasure Island scheme are very careful not to ship off any boys turned donkeys off the island till they can no longer talk, because donkeys who can talk could feasibly tell people on the mainland about their criminal enterprise and shut the whole thing down. But here we have ourselves Donkey, the lone fairy tale creature who could end all the suffering of so many boys. But does Donkey step up to the challenge of being a hero? Does he tell anyone about the ongoing horrors of Pleasure Island? Does he do anything to stop these atrocities?
Let's just say some things are better left unsaid and leave it at that.
He does not. Instead, he just follows Shrek around for a few movies, living it up, banging dragons.
In the morning, I'm making waffles.
He was turned into a donkey because presumably he was a bad kid. It seems like he hasn't improved with age. Orphaned boys are getting kidnapped and sold off by the boatload, and Donkey is letting it happen. Does this make Donkey a complete ass? I don't know, but in the end, there's definitely blood on Donkey's hands. Or, I suppose, hooves. But